How is it going, everyone? This is Clinton from God's Hand Studios, and in this tutorial we are going to be discussing tools in Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's go ahead and launch Premiere Pro. Okay, let me start by saying that if you are not already familiar with 80% of the tools in Adobe Premiere Pro, I'd recommend you stick around till the end of this video, because these tools contain some really special gears that are going to spice up and also make your editing much more easier. So tools in Adobe Premiere Pro are usually at the base of, towards the base of your workspace on a default, or in case you can't find it here, simply go to Windows and look for tools and click on it and adjust it to your preferred size. Okay, so first of all, let me import some clips that we are going to be working with to make this possible. So the first we have here is the selection, which is this icon pointing upwards. So but mind you, it's not only for selection. Even though it's called a selection tool, you can also use it to move. It serves both as a selection tool, then move tool, and also a trim tool. So let's say there are some portions you don't want in your video, you can use it to trim to those places. A clip, let's say you don't want the clip entirely, let's say this clip now, I don't want it entirely, you can equally use it to erase it. And the next tool we'll be looking at is the track select forward tool, which is this tool here, track select forward tool. The default shortcut is A. What it does is, at the point of clicking, it selects all the clips from the point where it clicks to the end of the clip. That is selecting forward. So wherever I click, let's say I click here, it will select any clip from here to the end. And if I click here, it selects any clip from the point of click to the very end. And whenever you see this arrow pointing down on any icon, it means there are more icons or more tools there. So, and the way you access them is to click and hold on it. So if you click and hold on it, it will bring out this option. So as we can see here, there is also a track select backward tool, and the default shortcut is Shift A. So let's go ahead and select that. So the track select backward tool is like the reverse of the track select forward. What it does is, it selects any clip from the point of click right till the end of the timeline. Like I told you, all these tools work within the timeline. There are some that works outside the timeline, like the program, but most of them work within the timeline. So that's basically the work of the track select forward and backward. With the tool, not only will you be able to select all these clips, you can as well move them by clicking and dragging on them. Or moving down, we have the ripple edit tool, and the shortcut is P. The ripple edit tool has two functions. It's a trim tool that will not only cut out a clip or cut out unwanted parts of a clip, but it will also replace it, like it will fill up the space where it's cut from. Okay, for instance, let's say in this clip here, there are some portions in this clip I want to trim out. Let me zoom in. Okay, so let's say I want to trim out the part of these clips that are blurry, let's say from here. So let me start by using the selection tool to do it. If I use the selection tool and trim it out, you will see it has removed those places, which is good, but we still have some spaces here that we don't want. If I'm using the selection tool, what I will be doing is, whenever I trim a tool, I will still come here, right click and ripple delete, or I will just use the selection tool to fill up the spaces. But with the ripple edit tool, I could just select it, then trim the clip. Notice what happens here. It will trim it, then delete that space that was supposed to be there, and brings all those clips at the back, or those clips at the front, backward, in order to replace those spaces. So that was the work of the ripple edit tool. The next we have here is the rolling edit tool, and the shortcut is N. So this one is very special, or this one, I use this one a lot while editing. So the rolling edit tool is used to adjust the editing points between two clips without changing their duration. In simpler terms, it shortens the duration of one clip while increasing the duration of the other clip. Let me give an example, okay? Because it works between clips. That's two clips that complement each other and are sitting together on the timeline. Let's take, for example, these two clips here sitting side by side. This one starts from here and this one ends here. So let's say I just want to take out this blurry part and now extend this one forward, or extend this one, shift this one backward. What I would do, if not for the help of the Ripple Edit tool, is I will have to cut this one, then drag this one to get this result. But with the help of the rolling edit tool, all I need to do is to drag from the center, that's the center of this clip, and shift it backward. Notice that as it's reducing the length, it's also extending the length of this one. You see, so this is basically a time saver when you're editing. As you get to master these tools, you will just be doing them or using them subconsciously. So next down, we have the rate stretch tool. The rate stretch tool is used to adjust the duration of a clip by speeding it up or slowing it down. So when you want to increase the speed of a clip in your timeline, you can simply use the rate stretch tool to speed it up or slow it down. And as you do that, you will notice the duration of your clip is also increasing or reducing. So for example, let's say I want to increase the speed duration. I want to increase the speed duration of this clip from here to here. One of the ways I can achieve that is to select the rate stretch tool. The shortcut is R, by the way. Select the rate stretch tool and then either drag it closer. This is to increase the speed, and notice that as it's increasing the speed, it is reducing the length. So if I play this clip now, you see it has increased the speed of the clip. And also, if I want to slow it down, what I will do is to drag it further apart. That's the two ends. Drag it further apart from each other. You notice that it's becoming slower. So the more I drag it slower, it becomes. You see, so the rate stretch tool is like an on-the-go speed duration tool. So because if you notice here, as I'm changing it, is still adjusting the speed. If I'm to right click now, go to speed duration, you will see that the speed of the clip is also adjusted from here. That's the work of the rate stretch tool. The next tool we have here is the remix tool. This tool is a time saver. Getting to know about this tool, I even discovered so many mistakes I've made, how it would have helped me out in a lot of projects. Because there are sometimes maybe you found an instrumental you love, but it's not as long to fit into your editing. So what we would normally do is to search for another instrumental or to loop it manually. That's if you know how to loop. But with this tool now, you can easily do that without seeking the help of another clip or manually tweaking your clips in order to loop it to your satisfaction. So let me select a music and show what it does. And this is the audio we'll be working with. So let me play the audio first so you see what it sounds like. Okay, so there was a trailer I was working on, I think an official trailer, and I used this particular audio, but I needed it to be longer because the trailer was much longer. There are some things I needed to do with it, but there was no way I could make it longer, and I didn't know, for some reasons which I've forgotten, I didn't loop it. So I had to get another, I don't know whether I looped it though. I got another audio to complete the video. But it was after then that I realized about the remix tool. So with the remix tool, if I need this audio longer, all I need to do is just to select it, then drag it and extend it to the duration I need it to be. and allow it to do its magic. So it's analyzing. Oh, it's done already. I didn't pause the video. It did it very fast. So I know it's some AI tools. So let me play it now. Wow. It extended it seamlessly. These points are the loop points. So this is wonderful. I don't have to play the audio to the end for you to see that it did a very great job. It extended it and it did it seamlessly. So this is the power of the remix tool. You don't have to do these things manually now. It's automatically detected the beats where it hits and everything, and it did its magic. So if you listen to it over a period of time, you might not really know that this is a loop. It randomizes it when it does stuff like that. So these are things that might take long to do, but in just a click of a button, it has done it. So that's the power of the remix tool. So we'll be moving on to the next tool, which is the razor tool. The shortcut, the default shortcut is C. This one is very easy. Easy to split clips at the point of click. Still talking about the razor tool. For example, let's say you want to cut out any portion of your clip that you don't need. You want to split it, then delete it. Let's say I don't need the beginning section of this. So with the razor tool, I can just come here, select or hit C, then cut it, then delete it if I want to. So that's the razor tool. So the next down the line is the slip tool. This slip tool, I think the default shortcut is Y. I think I have adjusted mine, but that is the slip tool. So the slip tool is a special kind of trimming tool. You use it to select a part of a clip that is not really visible in the timeline. So with the slip tool, you can select it and it will show you what you are doing, the adjustments you are doing on the screen live while you are doing it. So let's give an example. So let's say I want to cut in from the place where the woman handed him a yellow card without dragging, like extending the clip, finding it, although sometimes it might be the easiest way. What I would just do is, through the help of the slip tool, I will find the exact spot in these windows here. So I can see from the endpoint where she's handing her over that card. So if I stop selecting now and hit play, you will see clearly that even without moving or adjusting anything here, I could just slip into that place. I think that's why it's called the slip tool. So from this endpoint now, I can, by looking at the program monitor, select the exact spot I need, and that is where she's about to give her that card. Before I release, notice that you can also see the endpoint here, so that maybe when you are done cutting, you want to make some adjustments, you can easily see the place here and go and do that. So if I release now, you will notice that in the endpoint, what I have is from the place she's handing her the card without making any obvious adjustments, and the ending is still the same thing with what you saw in the program screen. Okay, so the next is the slide tool. In the default shortcut is U. The slide tool allows you to move a clip forward or backward in the timeline without changing its duration or content. By the way, it works best with 3 clips. You understand? So when you are sliding the clip, it affects the clip before the clip in the middle and the clip after the middle. And as you are doing that, the overall sequence length, that's the overall length of those clips, are going to stay the same. Enough of the theoretical explanations. Let's move straight to the practical aspect. Let's take these 3 clips as example. In this clip, we can see that this guy is receiving a yellow card. Then in this one, we can see that someone is receiving solar panels to hang on the roof. Then in this clip, he's already mounting it. By the way, this is 1 grid energies. All right, let's use this slide tool to move this clip in the middle. You can see what is happening. As I'm moving the clip in the middle, it is trimming this one from the ending. It is trimming it, and it is extending this one. That's the beginning part. It is extending the beginning part of the clip. And the same happens when I move to the other side. So if I'm moving it with the slide to the opposite way, it is extending the end parts of this clip and it is shortening this one. It has trimmed off the beginning part. And notice that as it's doing that, the length of the 3 clips remains the same. So that's basically what the slide tool does. The next down the line is the pen tool, and the shortcut is P. This one is standing alone. I think it doesn't have any drop down stuff. The pen tool in Premiere Pro is more powerful than most beginners realize, and it has 2 different functions depending on where you use it. The 2 areas the pen tools can be used in Premiere Pro is the program monitor, which is this area of your workspace, or the timeline, which is this area of your workspace. The pen tool in the program panel is a shape tool. So you can use it to create any kind of shape you want that it can create. As you are doing that on your program, it's adding this item here on your timeline, and where this item appears is where you will see the shape you created. So let's say I move this item out here, you will no longer see anything on your program. So that's for the pen tool in the program. The pen tool on your timeline is a keyframing tool. You can use it to add keyframes on the go on your clips. So but by the way, I have a better way of doing this thing. I rarely use the pen tool as a keyframing tool on the timeline. We'll get into that, but when you're holding the move tool, you can just hit Ctrl and add points, keyframes to any area you want to add to on your timeline. I prefer using this tool to the pen tool, but that's just for you to know. You can use it on your timeline as well. The next tool we'll be looking at here is the shape tool, which is this shape tools you are seeing here. The first one, rectangle, ellipse, polygon tool. With the rectangle tool, you just need to drag directly on your program monitor and create whether squares or rectangle, depending on the shape you want to create. And notice that as you are dragging, as you are creating multiple shapes, you are not seeing multiple items here on your program. So where can you find these items? By selecting on this particular icon, it will take you, you will see the shapes you've been creating here in the effects and control. So from here, you can adjust, change both the add strokes to it, change the color, just basically make adjustments to the shapes you've created. The same goes for this ellipse tool, creating circular shapes and stuff like that. The next here is the polygon tool. So first of all, if you select the polygon tool and you drag straight on your program, you notice that what you get here is a triangle, and you'll be like, I thought this is supposed to be a polygon tool. It's showing me a different shape icon and I'm getting another shape in the screen. With this polygon tool, you can create as many shapes or add as many points as you wish to any shape you are creating. But for you to do that, you have to do that in the essential graphics. So if you don't already see the essential graphics here, but in case you are not seeing it on your screen, just go to Windows and go to essential graphics, and in your timeline, select your item and then move straight to the the essential graphics, and you will see this polygon shape here. Right now we have only 3, so by increasing them, you are also adding more points to the shape you created. You see, you even continue to, you have something like that looks like a circle, but this is not a circle, it's still a circle. You can call it a circle though. That's how you manipulate the polygon tool to get the exact shape you want. Moving down, we have the hand tool, which is this tool here, and the default shortcut is H. I don't know whether I've said that you can change this shortcut to any letter you want. In case you start editing, you will have personal letters you would like to assign to specific tools. So when you start editing, you can do those ones. But the hand tool is a navigation tool. It's the simplest navigation tool. You can use it to move left or right around your timeline. So, but by the way, I don't use the hand tool to navigate. I just want to point it out I'd prefer to use the mouse wheel to scroll up or down to move left or right respectively in my timeline. So I'd prefer to use the move tool to do it. But also the hand tool is not only for the timeline. You can as well use the move tool on your program monitor. So let's say I'm zoomed in here. Previously, before I knew how these things work, if I want to navigate, I will have to be doing it here with these sliders, moving up or down. But you see, this thing is quite tedious. I can't be doing this anytime I want to make navigation. So, but what I would do is with the hand tool, you could just move to any direction of your preference, and it will save you a whole lot of time rather than moving with these sliders here. And the next is the zoom tool. Default shortcut is Z. Unlike the hand tool, the zoom tool works directly on your timeline, so you can use it to zoom in to specific segments. If you want to zoom out, you can just hold Alt and click on it, and you zoom out. Wherever you click on is where it will zoom to. So if I'm clicking on here, it's zooming to this side. Again, I don't use these tools. I'd prefer on my move tool, I can hold Alt, or with any tool, I can just hold Alt and zoom in or out to any place I want to zoom to in my timeline. We're already on the last area in the tools, which is the text tool. So just like the name implies, a text tool, you use it to type directly on your program. So anywhere you click, just like the shape tools and the rest, it's going to create this graphic item here. As you are typing it in, what you are typing is being saved here inside this icon. This icon is like the container holding this thing. So if I move out this container, you don't get any item here in your program. And if you also want to adjust the color in the effects and control, you can do that, or do anything. You can basically do anything you want to do. Okay, so that's it for the text tool. The next tool in the drop down of the text tool is the vertical type tool. This is still a type tool, but instead of typing it from left to right, this one types from top to the bottom. So let's say I click here and write the same thing, hello YouTube. You can see that it's typing this text from top to the bottom. So sometimes you might want to create this effect. The vertical type tool is the ideal tool to do that. So with that, I believe we've come to the end of this tutorial. We discussed so many things here, these tools. I would recommend that you take your time to practice these tools, learn how to work with them, learn their shortcuts. If I'm editing, I don't even have these tools here. I think I know the shortcuts now by heart. So without this thing occupying the extra space in this workspace, I could just work without it and still make use of any of these tools. Try as much as possible to get their shortcuts, know it by heart, and make use of them while you're editing, because it's going to save you much time and give you an optimized workflow. So that's it, guys, for this tutorial. Thank you for staying to the end to learn all this good stuff. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and if you know anyone that is not good with these basics that we've just discussed now, quickly share this link to them and turn on your notification button, because we'll be dropping videos weekly on this channel from henceforth. So see you guys next week in this tutorial series. Thank you.